Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to my channel once again. This is the second part to this particular Easter Bunny tutorial, painting tutorial. This was the first one. Came out really super cute. And this is going to be the second one. So this is going to be a really short video because I like the second parts to be a lot shorter than the first. When I have to do a second part, that is. So I'm going to get we're going to get right into this here. So I'm going to take my size 6 round pointed brush, and all I'm going to be doing, oh, I wanted to mention I got these in the mail. These are some little, I don't know how I got these because I ordered something. I'll tell you what, this post office and this the services of ordering online and getting them in the mail and so forth is getting really weird. But anyway, I ordered something. It said it went back and was canceled, and then I ended up with these cute little things, which is kind of a plus. They're metallic paints, so I'm going to try to incorporate them a little bit into this. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going over to my yellow ochre, and I'm going to add that in just different places of the bunny here, because his fur, you know, their fur is always all these different colors. So we've got that, and I already did put some of the metallic in there. A little bit of sepia into a few places to give him some nice brownish color. I'm going to go back down in here and add that as well. I use for white a lot now for some reason. I use, in all my videos, I am now incorporating a little bit of mixed media, a little bit of a few colors of the acrylic paints and a few in with my watercolor paints. I'm having a hard time talking today. So the colors that I'm incorporating are, and I keep them separate, are yellow, white, a light green, and the Indian yellow, because I love those colors. And the reason why I do the yellows is because, see, I can come in here and add, they just stand out, excuse me, really well, and I like to use them for different things. Now we're going to come over here. There are things called, which I have, Chinese white. I just don't happen to have it in my palette right now, so whenever I forget to put it into my palette, oh, that's better. Ooh, that really made everything jump off. his little areas of the eyes and nose were not jumping off the page there. All right, so this is actually some sepia, and we're just kind of adding it in going back in and adding it into some areas. And I was mentioning when I do fur, I really kind of dab more than I do brush with my brush. I do a lot of jabbing. I mean dabbing. Well, my mouth is just in another city today. All right, and then usually all around Bunny's eyes is this nice white area. So we're going to go around his eye, his cute little eye, with the white, and get that done. And add some more white into these little areas that I want to be white. All right. We're not going to fuss too much on it because this is just a painting. It's not a, you know, anything else but a painting, which means, you know, I'm trying to be very kind of real slow and simple. Make these quite simple. So we're going to come up here to his ear, and we're going to add some color into his ear. I'm using water on my brush. I did not put water on the paper for these ears, particularly this time. And of course, inside, their ears are kind of pinkish, so we want to get that nice, pretty pinkish color. Then I'm going over to the well, yeah, sepia, there we go, and outline his ears and put these dark areas on the top for the shadow areas of his ears. And I'm just outlining a little bit like this. Well, you know what? Actually, I had dug into the, instead, I had dug into the Perylene Green. But you know what? I really don't mind it when that happens because I love both those colors. And they're both mixed with whatever you choose to mix, or can be shadow colors. So I just go for whatever kind of happens on my brush and so forth, and it always works out great. I don't stress about it, and oh no, I gotta, you know, undo the whole thing and, you know, scrap it. No, 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 no. Those are called happy accidents, and that's where we go with it. And as I said, it always just works out. You just, a little too much on that, on the nose. I just wanted it pink. So what we do is we would take the color off, we wipe it off, wash our brush off, take the, see, I took some out, took a little too much out, but that's all right. We go back in. I just want his nose pink. His nose maybe isn't supposed to be pink, but I want it pink, and I'm the one that's painting this picture, and that's something that I like to keep reiterating when I do these things, is that you are the artist. So within your painting is going to be whatever colors you want to put down on the paper, because you're the one painting the picture. It becomes your painting, and you make it that when you paint it. The reference photo is going to say what it says. You don't, or whatever you have in your head, or, you know, however you do it. Everybody does it in all kinds of different ways, but I'm just saying that whatever's in your head and you want to put down here is what you're going to do, because it's your painting. So we have pretty much taken care of the little bunny here. Let's just take out a little bit of color, and oh, that didn't work right. Okay, let's get another color, put that, I'm wetting it a little bit and going around. And I need to come back to the white and just outline his eye. We want his eye to stand out. And the way anything stands out in watercolor is you know, you have your dark against your light. So there we go with that. That looks much better. Give him some highlights up here and a few highlights over here. And then all we're going to do to finish this off, well, wait a minute, there was one other thing I wanted to put in here, and that was the metallic. Grab some of these metallic colors here, and I wanted to use that over here in his ear areas. And that will have a little sparkle to it. If the light shines on it, you'll have a little, kind of a little sparkle to it. And I wanted to put that in his nose. so that, you know, these little areas will kind of sparkle. Now the only thing left, make sure you always wash off your brush. The only thing left now that I want to do for this is add the to the background of this. I'm going to take a flat brush. I could take a flat brush, I could take a round brush, I could take whatever brush I want. This is a different kind of a brush altogether, but it works really good. Let's try it. So I'm going to do, wet my brush, and I'm going to come in here and just sort of, the rest of this is dry, so I want to have a very blurry background, but a colorful background. So I'm going to wet, and it might grab some of the paint that's already dry, and that's fine, because this is just going to be a colorful background. So I'm just putting in water where I want the colors to spread. So I'm going to come over here, I think, to this real pretty pink in my metallic box, and sort of put some of that in, then come into my regular yellow watercolors, my watercolors I mean, not yellow, my pink watercolors, and just sort of taking some out, putting it over here. And then I'm going to get some of my yellows, and I'm going to dab that in, just dancing them around. It's not going to cover every area. I'm leaving like a little bit of a whitish around the actual bear, We were talking about bears this morning. So I end up with bears on the mind. Okay, so a little bunny. Take some out, put some in, mix it around. Over here, I'm going to grab this sepia, and I'm just going to kind of throw that in a few places. And I'm going to take an orange and throw that in a few places, because I really don't want the whole entire page to be colored. Just a few areas with a few pretty colors going on, and leaving, you know, like a little bit of white. I'm going to add some sepia down below here for the shadowy area where he's sitting. As I said, this is a very quick, cute little bunny picture that is nothing special, just cute. So we take some of that out. See where there's hard edges? We're just going to take some out after we put it in. Take some of that out. This paper is definitely not the greatest. I got it as half price. It was supposed to be half price, and it was a mixed media paper. Well, it's turned out to be nothing like what I thought it was going to be, and if I had known, I would never have bought it. I've had mixed media paper before that works great, but for some reason this one doesn't, so it's all right. It works pretty good for these tutorial purposes. Got some blue in there. You just move your brush around sideways, up and down, like that. And I was actually going to try to do this yellow goldish with the metallic and see. Yeah, there we go. Just put that in there, and we'll see what happens. You know, when it dries, when the light shines on it just right, you will be able to see some sparkles. So there's only one thing I see that I missed. One area that I seem to have missed here. Get my pointed brush here. Was an egg right here where I had drawn it, and I'm going to go into the purple for that because it's next to a yellow flower. So to make the yellow flower stand out and to keep it harmonious, a purple flower next to the yellow will work very well. And I'm just going to kind of designate a few flowers. I think I might actually also add a little, I'm adding some pink to that egg as well. Yeah. And I think I'm going to go back into the yellow acrylic, and I'm going to dab again my flower. See if I can get it to stand out a little bit more. I wanted these little flowers to stand out, and they're kind of not, so that's a little better. Sometimes it depends on the colors around it, if it's going to stand out or not. That looks pretty good like that. I'm leaving it like that. And then I'm going to go back over to this orange, and we're just going to kind of add it close to the centers of each one. And there's my beeper. I was hoping that wouldn't happen before I was finished. Okay. I'll be right back, folks. I forget how fast time goes by when you paint. So here we are. So this one, you know, I think it came out really cute. I was trying to think of what else I could add, but I don't want this second part to go long at all. So the only thing I might do, right up in the, maybe up here, or maybe like coming down towards the flower, we could actually maybe stick a little butterfly in there, just sort of about as basic as you can get here for a butterfly. There we go. And we'll make him kind of come into my Indian yellow. Uh-oh, I think it may have, I guess it must have dried sitting there. Well, we're going to put in some Indian yellow, leaving some white spaces, and then we're going to come over to maybe some blue and sort of just dab that in and let it, you know. And then we're going to do some whites, a little white here and there. He's kind of, the sun is kind of fading him out, you know what I mean? So you're not going to see him too much. Just a little something more with my little brush tip here. We've got that. So no big deal on that, just a little added something. And you can do anything you want. You can come back down and you can add more colors to your eggs. Literally, I mean, this is just something I'm just doing for a tutorial. So you can literally use different colors. You can add all kinds of different things. Whatever, you know, you put more grass, you could put, you could do anything. But this is basically the part 2 to the second little Easter Bunny tutorial. So have a great rest of your day, friends. Be looking for part 1 of this one. Each one probably will have 2 parts. This one again was the first one, so that's, you know, it indicates that it's an Easter Bunny tutorial. That's the first one and it has 2 parts. And this is the second one and it has 2 parts. So have fun painting. Check out my other tutorials as well. It's a fairly new channel, but you'll find some fun things on there and some interesting tips and helpful things. So have a great day and bye for now.